Hello. Hello, hello. I hope not too dark in this lighting, but I just want to exist incredibly from vibes and not from anything else. So I only have my mood lighting on, with the exception of I have some grow lights over there on some of my plants. But I hope that this is fine because this is how I want to exist. If you didn't see my, I think it was on TikTok. I posted a little video of like all of my ambient mood lighting as of yesterday, and it's great. It's these little like globe lamps. I got some flameless flickering candles from Amazon, and I had a candle burning, and I have a like fireplace um going on my TV. And like that's the lighting in my apartment right now. So yeah, I hope that you guys are fine with this because this is just how I want to exist. Hi Malka, hi Erica, hi Ty. I miss you so much. I used to fall asleep to them. Oh my god, cry. I love that. I am bringing them back. I've been talking to both my bibliothecary community and then just like YouTube community at large to be like, what do you guys want from me? Like, what are you hoping to see more of? And the overwhelming consensus was like bring back more general live stream content. I have added back in like Instagram lives here and there, like when I'm doing my makeup and stuff. But I just falsely assumed that like some people would switch over to Twitch and like watch me on Twitch, and I get that it's just like a different platform and like not everyone wants to use it. And I do miss doing these because the conversations are very different from like Instagram Live and this are very kind of like similar. And then like Twitch, it's just a different community. So I was never trying to move like all of my content over to Twitch by any means. Like that was never going to be a thing. But I just thought like live streaming on one platform would be easier. And overwhelmingly people were like, no, it's not actually. So yeah, do I have lipstick on my teeth? No. Okay. I just put it on. So I was like, is this is this a thing? So yeah. Hello Bree. Hello Chris. Hi Rachel. Hi Books and Movies. Love your YouTube lives. Well, I'm glad they're back. I'm gonna start to do them more. They will never be as frequent as they were during like actual quarantine times. I think that was a thing too that people were like, these went away, and I'm like, I mean, they went away a little bit, but like I'm not doing them as often as I did. You know what I mean? Because we're not like stuck inside quite as much. But with the winter coming, you best believe I will be on these more for my social engagement because it's fucking cold. I'm already over it. I love Chicago, and I will not like. It's like, oh, move south then if you don't like the winter, and I'm like, no, I will not do that. However, I will continue to bitch about how like unreasonably aggressively cold that it is in the north. Like I don't like it. Nicole, hi. Bethany, hello. Rachel, hello. Love and lipstick, thank you. It's very easy to have no makeup on and throw on a red lip and look put together. The only reason I don't have a Twitch app or TikTok is I'm trying to save battery usage on my phone. That is incredibly valid. Yeah, Twitch and TikTok eat that a lot. Eat up a lot of battery. Tiffany, hello. I hate the cold Michigan here, so I feel your pain. Yeah, it's just, and it happens every year where like it goes from being blisteringly hot and we get like a week of like in between temperatures. Usually it's raining, and then it's fucking cold. And there's like no in between. And the other day it was abysmally cold. I posted an Instagram story about it. But I was on my rooftop in my giant parka coat, which is like configured for negative temperatures. Like it goes down to basically my ankles. It's huge. And I was in that, and it was still so cold because the wind was so aggressive. Oh my god. And it's not even as cold. Like it was like 27 degrees with wind chill. And it's gonna get like negative 27 at one point. Like for sure. For sure. Like it's just so I'm just like, why? I have asked for automatic hand warmers for Christmas. They're something that like someone on TikTok recommended them. But you stick them in your pockets or you hold them in your hands and they warm you up. Um, I hate the heat more as well. Kim, I will say that. I hate the heat more as well. Because cold you can always like do more for. I've always said this. Cold I can deal with more because you can like do more in it as far as like bundling up. Like you can always add more layers. Heat, like you just suffer. Like I'm never unhappy in my apartment during the winter because I like have a heated blanket and like I keep it very cozy, you know. It's just being outside. Where like, hey yo. Where being inside of my apartment in the heat is sometimes like also not fun. Yeah. Just came back from Chicago to Indy for break, and I know when I come back in January, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Yes, it will just be miserable. Like, and that's why Chicago, I think, is so great in the other seasons because we know how to like live in the other seasons because we know that it's not always like this and we have to enjoy it. You know, like that's why there's so many rooftop bars and like patios and whatever because we're like soak it up while we have it. So I kind of appreciate that about like northern climates. I'm also not liking the cold, but I'm embracing my inner witchy aunt aesthetic and wearing so many cardigans. I love that. I actually really need to find um, a like chunky knit cardigan. I have a vision of what I want, and I just need to find it with like big buttons. You've been on my lap all day. This lady has been on my lap all day, Cease. All day she's been on my lap. Hello. I'm giving her extra love because we went to the vet yesterday just for a checkup. But she get old. She 13. She old lady. So now she's starting to get like just chronic conditions as an elderly cat. Nothing that's like killing her or anything, but like her kidney values are not looking like super great. I mean they're not horrible, but they're like in a level where you have to like watch. And some of her liver function is that way too. And as you guys know, if you've been following me for a little while, like was it last year? No, it was still this year. Earlier this year in like spring, she had like a was diagnosed with like IBD, which is like a kitty version of IBS, which just makes them like throw up a lot and like just have like gastro issues. So she's just a spoony baby, you know, which is funny because her name is Spoon. So maybe did I bring this on you by naming you something like that? I mean, her real name's not Spoon. Her nickname is Spoon. But yeah, so now she has to be on a joint supplement. She might have to switch to wet food, which is fucking expensive. Which is why I haven't done it yet. I've always wanted to, but like it's just very expensive. Um, and it's because to like up the moisture content, she has to be on a second supplement for I think either liver or kidney. We're gonna check her levels in a couple of weeks. So she's just old lady now. So if you don't like extreme temperatures, I advise you stay away from Texas during the summer. Yeah, absolutely. I never want to be in the South during the summer ever. Absolutely not. And the thing is it gets hot as fuck around here too. Like that's what's so shitty. Like I could handle the cold too more almost I think if like it didn't get abysmally also hot during the summer. Like we had a pretty mild summer, I would say this summer, but it can get in the 100s here and like have a horrible humidity like heat index. It's just bad. And I'm like, why do we have both extremes and nothing in the middle? We get a spring and a fall for like a week. It's not fair. Straight up found a chunky lamb's wool cardigan with one in beds at Goodwill. I never have luck at Goodwill. What I need to do is go to a Goodwill in like a ritzy neighborhood. That's what I should do because that's where you find the good shit. But food is expensive, but also don't want to pay to deal with the kitty UTI. Yes, I hear you. I've thankfully, I think Banks is the only one that's ever had like a UTI or anything. But yeah, I did the math when she was first diagnosed with the IBD, but we were giving her medicine, so like I didn't need to switch or anything. But it ended up being like $200 a month per cat for wet food, and I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot. So I was like, when I right now I'm paying like $40 every 2 months or so, 3 months for the dry food that I have, and like the dry food is like high protein and like pretty good for them. So we'll see. We'll see what I have to end up doing. I was wondering also if I could do like a soft and hard mixed diet too. I was thinking about like adding like a topper on it or like broth or whatever. Like you can buy those packs. And then so I'm gonna ask the vet like, is that a possibility? And see how she does on that. And then maybe like if she over the years, if like the condition worsens when she's like even older than she is now, um, then we switch to like full wet, like kind of transition it. Like, is that possible? So, yeah. I was in Florida in August one summer, and I came home to Nebraska to find out it had been hotter at home than it had been in Florida. Exactly. That can happen. It's awful. NYC apartments with radiators get so hot in the winter. I blast my AC all year round. Yeah, see the radiators. I'm so grateful that I only have this. Right now, winter's actually great for me in this building too because I don't really have to turn on my heat like at all. Like right now I have it set at like 65, but it's not 65 in here. It's definitely like 70 something. Because the other apartments keep mine warm. And it's like a really well insulated building. So once it gets bitter cold, I'll have to turn it on. But even so, I'll probably have to turn it on to like 68 and it'll still stay at like 70, you know? Um, Wyoming is like that, unbearably cold in the winter and ungodly hot in the summer with the monsoon season for a week in July during frontier days. Yeah, and we get a very like rainy fall too, which is just icky. I hate it. Um, I'm in the Okanagan, is that how I say it? Valley in British Columbia, Canada, and we have the same crazy hot in the summer, hella cold in the winter. Yeah, like why can't I just have something in the middle? I know like one of the only places that has weather in the middle is like San Diego, California, and I can't move there. It's just expensive, and I don't want to. So I give each cat a can of wet food in the morning, and they get dry food to nosh on throughout the day. So far, it seems to be working. See, I'm wondering, yeah, like maybe that's something. I don't know. Like I just try to play around with it and see what I can do. A lot of times you use only half of the wet canned food at a time, save the rest in the fridge. Yeah, but the thing is like regardless, the wet food that she would need to be on too is just like expensive. Like it's like $2 or $3 a can in some cases, and the can is like 1 day. And I'm like, that's a lot. Like it's a lot. I mean, like I'll do it if I have to. Like I'm not gonna be like, no, I can't take care of my animal. But it's just like, wow, that's like half probably of like a student loan payment, my student loan providers keep calling me like, remember that your student loans are. I'm like, shut up. I know. Quit harassing me. Um, so yeah, I'm just like, these expenses are adding up. We also talked about how Tally, gets into food she's not supposed to get into. Well, um, not food that she's not supposed to get into. Um, and things. So they kind of were like, maybe look into pet insurance. I'm like, I always kind of thought pet insurance was a bit of a ripoff, but apparently now it's pretty decent, especially if you have an animal that gets into things. So might need to do that as well. It wouldn't work for Kit now because she's too old. But for the younger ones, it would definitely be a thing. Right? Who pays loans anymore? I really wish we could all band together and not pay them. But I know some people will still pay them and it wouldn't work. But seriously, if we all just say like no, then what are they gonna do? So, but people won't do it. Both my cats had health issues that needed special food. That was yikes, but they are doing so good. Yeah, exactly. Like there's also an option for a dry food that's like a, prescription diet or whatever that I could switch her to if she doesn't eat the wet, but I'm also like she'll eat the wet. The prescription food might be cheaper. I don't know. Um, so yeah. Cat food does get crazy expensive to start mixing water with the dry food. Yeah, she won't eat her dry food if it's wet. Like if it's wet with water, she'll be like, like she won't do that because I tried to do that for when she got her couple teeth pulled. She needed like soft food, and she was like, absolutely not. She like wasn't into it. My vet always suggests I try to switch to a full-time wet food. Problem is my cat likes to chew her food. Pates won't cut it. So I do have shredded meat and have dry these days. Add water to the meat. That makes sense. That makes sense. No talk of student loans. This is supposed to be a safe place. Sorry. Sorry. I think it's coming to that. They're running out of excuses after not paying loans at all. Pandemic literally did not matter. Yeah, exactly. Like, let's just not pay. Somehow I think Sally Mae would hack our bank accounts. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Your hair looks super cute. Thank you. How are you feeling with it now? A million times better. Like, I will literally be sitting here minding my goddamn business and be like, on a sensory level, I feel better, and I could have never interpreted that that's like part of what was going on because when you hear sensory issues, you really be able to like, it itches or like whatever, and it wasn't any of that. It's just like I don't like having a lot of hair anymore. This is fine. This is fine. But like being like surrounded by hair, even that was just giving me like the chills. I didn't like it anymore. I don't know why. Um, and also today I laid down for a nap because I had a break between clients for like an hour. And I was like, it's so nice that I could just lay on this side and like no one will know I took a nap. No one will know. It's short. No, it can't get messed up. And like I can like even today's not a great hair day. You probably can't tell. Like my wash day didn't work like super well, so I have to like refresh this. But even so, like it doesn't even look that bad. And it's a really easy fix, and overwhelmingly, I've looked in the mirror and been like, "You look so good." And that would only happen on, like, rare occasions with the longer hair. So, even though plenty of people told me it was cute longer, but most of my friends that, like, know me well were like, "Cut it. Like, you felt so much better with a cut. Like, it's fine." Yes, my hair got so long by the summer, and it was relief to get it cut. Yeah, like, as soon as she cut all this off, I just was like, "Oh, thank God." Like, I just felt so much better, and even just, like, being able to, like, do this and, like, play with the back when it's all short, it's so nice. This is who I'm supposed to be. I think the reason I, like, didn't wanna cut it off, and I mentioned this in other places, was that it was kinda like, if I cut it off, I know, like, that's it. Like, I don't know when I would ever attempt to grow it out again because I don't like it. So it feels very like, "Oh, I'm stuck this way." But it's like, you're not stuck if you like it. You know? Like, that's like being sad that you're getting married to someone that you, like, deeply love, but you're like, and I know people do sometimes do this, but where they're like, "Oh, I'm losing my freedom." It's like, you don't even like it. You don't even like it, you like this person, you know? It's a very similar thing where it's like, this is my, and I even said before I grew it out, I've always told people, like, "This is my haircut. This is how I should always look. This is how I look my best. Take it." And what I think what's so even proves that point further, that like this is just how it's supposed to look, is I have multiple people that have only known me like here with my hair growing out and like it longer, or I've met a few weeks ago before I cut it, and I've seen a bunch of those people in person since, and no one has mentioned the haircut, as if they don't even notice. Like, I think it just like, this is how I'm supposed to look like, and those are people that, again, didn't know me with the old hair, or even, like, and I know it's a little bit harder with telehealth, like, maybe you can't tell a ton, but I still think you can tell, like, on video. Most of my I've had one client say, like, "Oh, you cut your hair." No one else has mentioned it. Nobody else. And I'm like, I just feel like that's an indicator that's, like, almost like I have had friends before that I'm sorry, my nose is, like, really itchy. I've had friends who've gotten their noses pierced and, like, no one's noticed because it just looks so good with their nose. And I think, like, and it looks like it's so natural. I think that's how this haircut is. Like, this is the hair I'm supposed to have. So no one's gonna notice a haircut. Like, no one has noticed, which is fine because it's like, okay, this is how you're supposed to look. Like you, that maybe they'll be like, you look different. I'm like, yeah, my hair's cut. It's crazy. I hate it when my hair grows out, but I'm perpetually too lazy to go to a barber, so I just stew for weeks until I get fed up enough to make the trek downtown. Um, I did that and would mostly cut my hair at home. I'm not so much gonna cut this because she's like done some stuff. Like I could probably cut the side. Like I could probably, but she didn't actually like buzz this. Like she didn't use clippers on this. It was all scissors, and I think it does lay a little bit better with like the scissor cut. But like this stuff, I can trim myself. But she doesn't charge me a ton, so I'm kind of like, just for a little snip snip, I can go to see her. She's really cool. She has like a bunch of tattoos and two Japanese chin dogs that she shows me pictures of, and like it's wonderful. So also I am cooking. So yeah, I have 10 more minutes. I decided to cook my dinner while we were doing this because if I waited till the end, it would be like another hour for me. Well, not an hour, but like half an hour, 40 minutes to cook my dinner. So I decided to multitask. This has made me feel better about how no one says anything when I cut my hair, right? Like, I think that's just like, it's almost better to not hear anything when you cut your hair because it just shows that like you look how you're supposed to look when you get it cut, if that makes sense. I last got my hair cut in August 2019. It's almost as long as it was in college, and I'm wondering now why I ever cut it off. Super long hair is my thing. See, yeah, like, and it's fun to like experiment. But yeah, like feel like we all know what our, or if we don't, we're discovering it and we haven't found it yet. But there is like a perfect hair for like everybody, you know? What's for dinner? I'm having salmon, roasted vegetables, and a sweet potato. And I do like a salmon with like tzatziki sauce on it. It is so good. It's been my go-to for a while because I found it in a recipe and now I just buy the tzatziki sauce and put it on the salmon and it's so fucking good. It's really easy because I've been very much like, you need to eat more vegetables. Like I'm not as bad as I was. Like I used to like never eat a vegetable, but I'm trying to think of like when I was super fitness crazed, and I only ate like healthy a few years ago. You guys will remember if you've been watching me for a while. That was a very bad time because I had an eating disorder. However, I ate a fuck ton of vegetables, and I'm kind of like, how did I do it? So I keep trying to think of like, what did you used to eat because I eat vegetables, like, all the time, and so, like, this week I didn't wanna fill up too much because I'm going and I'm having, like, Thanksgiving and stuff, but I went and got asparagus because I used to eat a lot of, like, asparagus. I filled up on more sweet potatoes now that they're finally in season and big again. Um, I usually buy frozen, vegetables to, like, roast. I have gotten, like, stir-fry vegetables also frozen that I put in, uh, Thai green curry. Um, what else? I've been getting my salad mix, but sometimes my salad mix goes bad because I don't eat it as fast as I used to. Because I used to eat, like, a big ass salad every day when I was, like, in my peak health craze or whatever. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen more often. I've had a shaved side for, like, 6 years now, I'm considering maybe growing it out, even though it'll take a long time and go through so many awkward phases. That was always my hesitation with growing it out, and I suffered, and I learned. But if you can get through the awkward stages and you're happy, cool, but I could not. It sounds so good. Yeah, it is really good. It's one of my, like, go-to things. Hi, Azaria, how are you? I first cut my hair in senior year from halfway down my back to a pixie. It took a bit to get used to, but I really don't miss it. It's easier to take care of. That's the biggest thing with short hair too, is like the ease of taking care of it and it looking good is so nice. I had fish night too. Oh, twinsies. Just got home, another second shifter, put dinner in the oven. You get me. You get me. Um, ooh, wait. I feel like smoothies are always a great way to sneak in more veggies. Plus, you can freeze the fruits and veggies. Honestly, I should be more of a smoothie person, and I'm not. Do I even have a blender right now? I don't even know if I have a blender right now. That's something to consider. When I started eating healthier, I actually started noticing flavor in my veggies for the first time. Carrots, squash, lettuce, and broccoli used to taste so plain to me. Yeah, and see, and I eat squash too. Like that's the thing is, I can eat these things and I know that they taste good. I just like forget how to add them in. And the thing is it's like I always think I have to add them in some elaborate way, and I don't. You can just roast a veggie and eat it with anything. But I'm always like, well, what's gonna go together? What do you mean what's gonna go together? Ugh. Didn't realize you had an ED, no bueno. Yeah, it was like I had orthorexia. It's never been like officially diagnosed, but that's what I had. Like I didn't have to go to like any treatment. Like I was able to like, get rid of it myself. But it was very like that's the kind of eating disorder where you're obsessed with like clean eating, you're working out a lot. Um, I was tracking every single calorie. I was weighing myself every day. I had a spreadsheet. I'm not going to get into like too much information in case it triggers people, but like was very obsessive, like would weigh my lettuce. That's the one thing that I use as an example all the time. Like, why did no one notice I had an eating disorder when I was weighing my fucking lettuce? Like I couldn't go above a certain amount of grams. Are you kidding me? Anyway, so like now I'm very much like just add in the good stuff, which is like the veggies and making sure you're getting your nutrients and like don't starve yourself. You can still have ice cream. The fuck. So yeah. I love vegetables, and fresh ones are so expensive in Vancouver. And I don't like getting fresh veggies a ton, because I feel like they go bad on me like so easy. Like if I have a few days where like I don't eat veggies, which again, I want to not do that. Or I'm like getting takeout a few times or like going out, like then I don't eat it and it goes bad and I'm pissed. Still use ketchup and salt on my veggies. Oh no. I hate ketchup, so I would never use ketchup. I don't tend to use dip on my veggies. I'm very much like I'm a seasoned salt person. Also the umami seasoning from Trader Joe's on veggies. So fucking good. So good. I love vegetables so much I'd probably cry if I had to go more than 2 days without them. Yeah, my body definitely feels like fucking garbage if I go, like, a couple days without vegetables, but I'll still do it sometimes. Like, traveling, sometimes it's a bit harder, or I'll just, like, run out of groceries, but still have, like, cereal, and I'll, like, eat cereal, like, it's just ridiculous. So, I just wanna be better about, like, having them, like, fruits and veggies at every meal, honestly. Oh, fried zucchini is really good. I love zucchini. I love most vegetables. Like, is there any vegetable I love fucking Brussels sprouts. Like, some people hate Brussels sprouts. A roasted Brussels sprout with a balsamic glaze and, grapes. Oh my god, so good. Also, you can get the, like, people put, like, is it sriracha necessarily? Sometimes balsamic. So there's like a almost like a kung pao sauce people will sometimes make Brussels sprouts in. So good. I love cauliflower. I love carrots. I like broccoli's not my favorite, but I eat it a lot. Like, but it's not like, oh, broccoli. I like asparagus a lot. Um, green beans, although I don't eat them a ton anymore. I used to eat them a lot as a kid because I feel like green beans are like a go-to. Any of the root vegetables, love a squash, love a sweet potato. Any kind of squash, honestly. Um, what other vegetables am I thinking of? Don't eat a lot of eggplant, but I would. Tomatoes, I have tomatoes and a lot of stuff. Do mushrooms count as vegetables? I mean, they're fungi. Onions. I eat like all of them. That's the thing. Maybe I need to find like some fun ones too to like mix things up. I don't know. Something that helps me eat more veggies was cutting out meat for 2 meals a day, but I also like them so I don't have any good techniques for sneaking, for getting good sneaking techniques, unfortunately. And the thing is I don't need sneaking techniques because I do like them. But it's more like it's pair like my brain wants me to pair certain things together. So it's like, oh, I'm having this. I can't have like a veggie. Like there like no veggies go with that. What do you mean? But that's what my brain will do a lot. Um, but yeah, I have cabbage a lot too. Like, so I do. Maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit. It kind of depends. Like some days I have kale a lot in pasta. Like I'm definitely better. Like I used to literally not eat any vegetables in like my early 20s. Like I could not tell you, it was none. And now they're like in a lot of stuff for me. But I want there to be more. I feel like that would just be better for me. Getting an air fryer single-handedly made me eat more veggies. You can just throw them in there and they come out tasting amazing. I've considered an air fryer. I had an air fryer when I was with my ex, and he mostly got it to use, and it wasn't quite like big enough. And I also don't really have a ton of space to like put an air fryer. But I've heard air fryers are great for reheating things and for veggies. So I broil most of my vegetables and like roast them in the oven. But I would definitely consider an air fryer. Fried, yes, fried kale with garlic and sesame oil is a great alternative to French fries. Kale, like crispy, like I used to make kale chips a lot. Oh, maybe I should make that with some of the kale I just got. My mouth is watering. That's a really good idea. Um, I like a crispy fried kale. Like so much. My mouth is watering so much. So good. End up hiding my veggies and other food like zucchini bread. I feel like that doesn't even count. That's not really a zucchini. A tip I found for keeping salad mix fresh is to put paper towel. I do that. Yeah, helps absorb moisture and it makes such a difference. Yeah, I do that. But even with that, my stuff will still go bad like pretty quick. I don't know if it's just like where I'm getting it from. I don't know because I used to buy like the huge containers of salad mix and go through that before it went bad. When I was again orthorexic. Now I'll get like a small bag and I can usually get through the small bag. But if I get the big container and there's like no in between, it's either the small bags or the huge containers. The big containers tend to go bad on me though because I don't necessarily eat a salad every single day. Someone gave me a bunch of tomatoes last summer, so I made ketchup and it was so good, way better than store bought. Yeah, I'm not a big ketchup fan. Okay, maybe you guys could answer me this. Is your food journey part of your memoir? I am not I am not writing a memoir. Where did this memoir story start? And is it just a big am I on punked? Like is there a contingent? Oh, that's my thing. Hold on, my timer. I'm gonna still talk to you. I'm not done cooking. Is there a contingent of people who are like, it would be really funny to play a trick on Sam where we say she's writing a memoir and she's not? Because like I've addressed this on Twitter a few times of like, I am not writing a memoir, but there must have been like some source where someone said I was writing a memoir. And I'm not. So where did this come from? Tell me. I want to find the source of the information. Oh, I do love a veggie soup season. Yay, lots of Brussels sprout fans. And kale. I'm pretty sure I managed to make green beans and healthy, drench them in olive oil. I mean, like all of those, no. Like I think the burnt and crispy, yeah, that's how I also like that. I love roasted asparagus, but only in the spring. I love asparagus always. I love fruit and veg. I'm trying to eat more veg, but like you said, they go bad. So yes, I think I also need to figure out like I need to check this. I don't know why I'm still talking. I think I also need to figure out like a system for my fridge because I've watched like I've sometimes gotten. I'm trying to like put you guys on something so you can like see me. I've sometimes gotten things on like TikTok that are like how to organize your fridge to like eat more veggies, and I just like haven't done that because I think there's a certain way you can like store them, you know. Ooh, bok choy. See, bok choy is mostly in like Asian dishes, right? Or is there like other ways to make bok choy? Because I would definitely make bok choy. The market that I go to has usually I feel like they have bok choy. Ooh, fried green tomatoes, that's good too. There's so many good veggies. I feel like it's hard to keep the correct amount of fresh vegetables around. As a single person, yes. That's another thing. Cooking as a single person, is like its own task. Man, are you really like not cooking? God damn it. Okay. See, that's sweet potatoes take so long to roast. It's a big bummer. Okay, so that was half an hour. I think I need to do another half an hour, which sucks. But I guess I'll do it. Okay, and then let me defrost this salmon. Cool. And turn this light off. Ugly overhead lighting. Okay. Back to my spot. Meet me at our spot. Come on. Okay. But yes, being a single person and trying to make meals and have things not go bad is like an issue. I feel like I'm realizing as I get older that a lot of vegetables I don't like, which is because my mom didn't cook them in a way that tasted good. Exactly. Yeah, I still have yet to find out. I don't like lima beans. I just was like, is there a vegetable? And I don't know if that's considered a vegetable. Fucking hate lima beans, and there's no way to make those good. They're disgusting. Fungi are friends, not food. They're both. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. I didn't know recommending vegetables could be so enthralling, right? It's super fun. It seems like I'm like 5 minutes behind on the chat, so I'm sorry. When I started changing my diet, I discovered which flavors I absolutely had to have during my day: savory, salty, and sweet. Especially sweets. Couldn't give up sweets. Totally. Like I like having a mix. Like if I eat something savory, I have to have something sweet after. Vegetables are a struggle for me because of texture issues. Can't do salads because lettuce gives me anxiety. Yeah. I thankfully don't really struggle with that kind of like texture issues. Lima beans, maybe. But otherwise, I tend to be pretty good. Did a name come up a while ago of someone who was saying that you were like a YouTuber? I don't know, but someone tell me. I saw comments on a YouTube video that said you were publishing a memoir. I thought it was real. So everyone has been able to tell me that they saw comments on a YouTube video, but no one has been able to say who the YouTube video is from and like how people thought I was publishing a memoir. Like the idea of Thoughts on Tom's memoir truthers is hilarious to me. It's such a wild thing to make up. Exactly. And the thing is it's like it's pervasive. Like it keeps coming up. And I like keep tweeting about it and being like, I'm not writing a memoir, but then somehow like someone who does watch me will then like come on a live or something and be like, your memoir. And I'm like, I am not like one, I don't think my life is that interesting at this point to like write it. Maybe it is to be, I don't know, but like no. And honestly, if I wrote any book, memoir would not be the start of what I would write. I don't know how this got out there. Like I don't even read memoirs. I read one this month, but like I don't tend to read them. I've never said I wanted to write one. The only thing I can think of is like when I read Little Weirds by Jenny Slate, which is not quite a memoir, but like ish memoir adjacent last year, I think. I mentioned that if I ever wrote a book that was nonfiction or something, I would do something like this. But I never said I was writing one. So like that's really bizarre to me. Really bizarre. My go-to at an Asian place is spicy eggplant. Ooh, that sounds good. My mom just grills some bok choy. We haven't been picky with what we eat it with. Good with fish, chicken, or sausages. Okay, so grilled bok choy. What does bok choy taste like grilled? Because I feel like I've had it in like a stir fry. But I don't know if I've had it just like normal. Yeah, I'm also curious how is an air fryer to clean because I feel like it would be a pain in the ass. I want snap peas now that it's like 9 p.m. and I don't have a car. Oh, boo. I have snap peas in my fridge right now. I just got here. These reading sprints were just vibing. We're just vibing, but I will be doing reading sprint things probably in the future. But we just be vibing. Speaking of, what are you guys reading right now? I'm reading. Oh, it's over in the corner, so I can't show you. I'm reading Book of Omens by Christine Lynn Herman, and it is fulfilling my like spooky woods dreams. I do love a spooky woods, and it definitely has that going on. Yogurts and puddings are my texture nemesis. See, I'm okay with yogurts. Again, I don't have texture issues. The only thing I don't like is like dried out vegetables. If we're talking veggies, and like if I roast something that it's already like, kind of like past its prime and it's like dry, that I hate that. Vibing and talking about vegetables. Just write one, Sam. Right? Clearly, there's a built-in audience. People are waiting. I can't. Like, I have nothing. I think memoir writing requires a certain amount of like not self-centeredness, but kind of to where you're like, "Look at how exciting my life is." And I'm like, yes, some interesting things have happened to me, but not enough that I'd be like, "I want to tell you things that I've learned." Like, I don't know shit yet, you know? Anyone have tips for having more fruit and veg through meals, mainly dinner? I love them for some reason. I just don't really incorporate them. See, that's the thing. Yeah, the struggling. See, so it's kind of there's certain ones that I feel like pair better, but also just keeping in mind that like you can sort of like add them to anything. You know, like if you have something, have it on the side. Like I'm definitely somebody that now will do more like salads on the side. Like I used to make them as like one of my main meals, but now I'll have like this today I had like a sandwich for lunch, and I had a salad on the side. Um, you know, like I will have fish and I will have roasted vegetables on the side. But yeah, some things I've definitely I do eat a lot of vegetables. I'm being hard on myself. I'll make like vegetable quesadillas with like, mushrooms, black beans, spinach or kale, onions, all that like in there. Um, I don't tend to have veggies on pizza, and I feel like I'm having pizza. It's just like that's the way it is. It's pizza. I've started putting veggies more in my like pasta, so I'll make like I tend to be like a butter noodle kind of pasta person, with like garlic, salt, and things like that mixed in. But I will have now like again mushrooms, cherry tomatoes, garlic, and kale, and olive oil that I'll then like mix into my pasta. Um, yeah, I just think of ways to like, how do I make this veggie? you know? And that's how I tend to do it. So maybe I'm being hard on myself. Maybe I eat veggies more than I thought. But there are definitely some days where like I won't. Like my go-to breakfast that I have every day, which is sometimes is like, do I have ADHD? Is a 2 eggs with some egg whites, um, like fried eggs, and a bowl of cinnamon toast crunch. And I've been having that for like over a year now. Um, and so there's no veggies in that. And then like if I eat something for like let's say I get like takeout or I go out to eat, there might not be a vegetable. And then sometimes for dinner when I'm working, I will just eat a bowl of cereal at night. So like it's days like that where I'm like, there's no veggie content in here. And that's not good. So I think they were comments on Britta Bowler's videos, but if I recall, she didn't say anything about you writing a memoir. Interesting. And so then I'm like, where did the comments get this idea? Is there a thread on Guru Gossip, which I don't go on, by the way? But is there a thread on like Guru Gossip that's like Sam's writing a memoir? Dumb bitch. Like I don't, I don't know. I don't know. Chaos Bakes would start the memoir. Hi, baby. Why are you over here again? Why you look like you're crying? I love you. Um, yes, I just want to know where this started. Who is the patient zero of this random rumor? Yes, like very, very harmless. But seriously, how? I don't want to derail the current topic, which I saw an article from local news reporting that our county health department has declared that we are in crisis mode for COVID. I hate that. I mean, Wisconsin, so like not shocked, but also like, ugh. And so it happens again. The cycle continues in the middle of 8 books. Feel free to list them all. I'm reading The Visible Life of Addie LaRue, loving it. Nice. Reading Words of Radiance. Good for you. At the end of the year, that's awesome. Finishing up Scythe. I love Scythe. Reading 4 Things right now. Sorry, a Japanese cat book earlier. That's amazing. I just finished Jay's Gay Agenda. I feel like I saw that in a bookstore the other day. Was that good? Reading The First Wheel of Time, and I actually like it a lot. Good for you. I will not be reading those, but I'll probably watch the show. But I also know that like, did they drop the whole show or is it week to week? Because I feel like someone said it's like episode 3, and I'm like, is it already 3 weeks in? What? Our county is one of the lowest for vaccines in the state as well. Oh, I hate that. I'm reading too many at once, but Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson is slapping right now. I do want to read that too. I don't know when I'll get to it. I feel like I'm going to be switching to um, moving forward. I will probably only read YA books from the library, and not be like buying them necessarily, unless it's from an author that I like already know that I love. Because YA like just hasn't slapped for me lately. It hasn't slapped for me in a long time. Let's be honest. Do you want to be in my lap again? Come here. So I'm seeing myself doing more library reads now that I have an extensive library system that I'm a part of. Sorry, I have like a lingering always cough because of allergies. Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I really want to read that because I've been hearing a lot of people talking about that lately. Reading City of Brass, love it. I'm reading Dune, liking it more than I thought I would, but I'm overly Jessica's complete lack of agency. Lady Jessica's like one of the only good things about that book. Like, sure, I thought I had a cord and I don't. I have my AirPods in. Just kidding. She, yes, doesn't have a ton of agency necessarily sometimes, but I found her the most interesting in that book, TBH. Middle of several books, but today I'm in it. Read a bit of Fellowship of the Ring. Nice. I just finished the Spanish Love Deception. It was really good. I'm hearing that everywhere. People are really liking that. Like I didn't hear anything about it, and then I did a lot. I have a cat hair in my tongue. I feel like. Graceling audiobook. I fucking love Graceling. Yes, it stays. It holds up. It holds up. Will you ever read the Wheel of Time series? I will not. Absolutely no interest. The thing that okay, so here's the thing about some of these like big series, and I will flat out admit this. Some of the reason why, well, one, Wheel of Time has never really interested me, but number two, it has such a big fandom and is so well known. Why do I need to read it? like I just because part of the reason why I read things sometimes, this is just a perk, not my main reasoning. But I want to read things to like share them with you guys. So no one needs to know about Wheel of Time. Like no one needs it introduced to them. Like if they were gonna read it, they already have or have it on their TBR or whatever. So like I have really no interest. I would much rather read, debut authors or just like lesser known, underhyped, or even like hyped, but like, women, whatever. And it's not even just like that it's written by a white man. Like there's plenty of series by white men that I also really like, but it's just one of those like it doesn't need my help. So I like to, as somebody who is like a book influencer or whatever that means, I like to like use my influence for good. And not that it's bad to like influence people to read Wheel of Time, but there are like whole channels devoted to loving Wheel of Time, and like they can preach the gospel. I do not need to go out there and like be a missionary for Wheel of Time. Like I just don't. Also super random, but I keep thinking of this food and I have no idea what it is, but I can only picture what it tastes like and it's bothering me so much. I hate when that happens. Just started Ninth House, not sure how I feel about it yet. I ended up liking Ninth House more than I kind of thought that I would because there was like all the hype for it and then like everyone was talking shit about it. And then like I read it during that like kind of uptick again. And I was like, not bad. Oof. I feel like I need to like hiccup or burp. There we go. Reading books right now because I'm feeling a little slumpy. Dracula's Child and The Wrath of Darth Maul. Ooh, like a Star Wars book, right? Currently reading Entangled Life. Are you really reading? Like when you were talking about fungi, a fungi makes our world, changes our minds, and shapes our future. I feel like the person that wrote that might have been on a podcast I listened to. Very possible. Ooh, making pesto with kale or spinach for pasta is a fun way to sneak in veggies. I don't eat a lot of pesto because pesto is typically made with pine nuts, which I can make it without pine nuts, I'm sure, if I made it myself. But I'm allergic to nuts, so. Currently reading Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward, really enjoying it. Though the release of their Pokemon remakes, I've been lost in the Pokemon world when not working. That is valid. I do plan on returning to Pokemon too, by the way. We're just in a little break. Currently suffering through Robert E. Howard's Sword Woman. It's a short story collection, and Lord, the amount of 2D protagonists, all white male, and damsel ladies and flimsy femme fatales. DNF it. DNF it. I have cinnamon toast crunch for cereal for breakfast every day too. It's a top tier cereal. It is. It's amazing. Sam would probably appreciate Malice. It does a lot of good things, and it's a quick read, if not perfect. That's the one that's nominated for the Goodreads Choice Awards. Is that the one you're talking about? The Cinderella retelling? Snow White, Beauty and the Beast. I forget. It's a retelling, right? They dropped the first 3 episodes at once. Okay, and then it's gonna go weekly. Okay. So should I? There's so many shows I want to watch that I don't know what to prioritize, and I haven't watched TV in forever. Truly. Because I want to watch Loki, still haven't. Who am I? I want to start Peaky Blinders. This just feels correct to me. And then I do want to watch this. And I guess I kind of want to watch Wheel of Time when like everyone else is watching Wheel of Time, so maybe I should start that. But then The Witcher's coming. Ooh, The Witcher's coming out in December. I'm definitely watching The Witcher. So maybe I should just wait for that. I don't know. Definitely watching The Witcher. I don't know. So I don't know if I want to watch like Wheel of Time and The Witcher at the same time. I don't know. How many episodes is it going to be? Oh, you're reading a ton. Romance, contemporary, all that. Just finished Psalm for the Wild Belt and really enjoyed it. It's so good. It's so good. Reading Mariana Zapata and a sci-fi that's on the Goodreads choice, which is a surprise. Nice. Which one are you reading? I just finished Will Smith's biography. I actually have that, but I would maybe listen to the audio if I did read it. Book of the month sent it to me, and when you do book of the month, they send you all of them. And the thing is I don't actually like that when book of the month like sponsors you, they send you all the books because I'm like, I don't need all of these. Like, my audience doesn't care about all of these. Like, can you just send me the ones that I want and like that fit with my niche? But they send like all like however many it ends up being, like 8 or something, and I'm like, I don't need all of these. So I have his memoir, which is like cool, whatever. Um, but I'm like, I wasn't planning on reading that like anytime soon. I've tried to read Dune and got confused and stopped. Tried original movie and lost track of story. I might just give up on both. I still need to actually watch the new Dune movie too. Winterkeep was good. Yeah, I need to actually get to that. 'Cause I love the Graceling books. Just finished The Love Hypothesis. Also really good. You guys are reading all these books that I know I like. That's so awesome. I love that. Vespertine is giving me like the vibes of Wicked Saints, but it was good. Oh my god. What's so funny about that is I have the third book in the Wicked Saints because I got sent it like right when they imploded, and like the author like just all the stuff came out. So I have it, and part of me is like, I just want to read it to like know if and it all gets better, but I'm assuming it doesn't. And like the Goodreads is no way to know because there's a lot of just 1 stars for like the author being trash, and I would never talk about it on my platform. But I'm just kind of like, it's just like a loose end that's not tied up. But okay, so Vespertine, Wicked Saints, if it was good, that's promising. And I've liked a lot of her books. The Margot Rogerson. I forget her name now. Really need to finish the Witchland series. Yes, you do. I start too many books at once, and then I get stressed. But I'm currently in the middle of the second Hank Green book. Nice. His Majesty's Dragon. Nice. And I reread the Song of Achilles. Nice. All solid picks. The fungi book is really rad. Before we had trees, we had giant fungi 2 stories high on our planet. What? What? We just had fungi forests? So when you have a mushroom forest in Stardew Valley, that's real? That happened at one point? It's my bedtime, so I'm gonna go, but it was so much fun. Bye! Bye, Melba, thank you. I'll live your nose, by the way. Thanks! These are the ones that are falling off all the time. I've had to reapply all of these like a few times. So this is a brand that I will not be buying from again. But I already have 2 pairs of Christmas nails on their way. I'm very excited. So right after Thanksgiving, I'm going to be taking these off and putting on my first set of Christmas nails and then my second set of Christmas nails. Very excited. It's my birthday today. Oh, I think my husband is taking me book shopping. Celebrate tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Heather. Sagittarius, right? It's Sagittarius season now, right? Yes. Yes. We're done with Scorpio season. Thank fuck. Wheel of Time is fine. I have some issues with the visuals, but overall it's fine. I just want to watch it because that one, the girl that played Amy in Gone Girl is in it. I like her. Peaky Blinders is great. I need to finish that. Yeah, I need to watch it. You need to watch Arc. Okay, so what isn't Arcane like a League of Legends thing? Why am I seeing like Arcane tied with League of Legends? Is that a thing? Wheel of Time is 8 episodes. Okay, cool. I could definitely like maybe do that if I'm feeling like the need after Witcher. I have not been able to watch TV in forever, like even shows I actually want to watch. Same. I haven't watched anything on TV, I think, since Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I didn't really like. And before that was WandaVision. And before that it was Umbrella Academy season 2. And I haven't watched anything else. And then before that was Witcher. Like, I barely watched anything. Currently reading We Light Up the Sky by Liam Rivera and have complicated feelings about the inclusion of COVID in the world building. Interesting. Okay. Currently reading The Bone Ships. I've heard that's good. Just binge read The Kingdom of the Wicked and The Kingdom of the Curse. They were so good. Before that, I read the Ravenhood series, which is romance, and it's amazing. I think I've seen the Ravenhood series on TikTok. I will let you guys know that I am considering, like, I will never be switching to a full romance channel. But there's a couple of romances that, like, some fantasy romances and stuff too that I'm like very much considering reading. And even if they're like more spicy than I'm used to, like I think I'll be fine, actually. So it's interesting. When I read, I take notes on everything, architecture, words I don't recognize, references to historical events. Problem is, whenever I do that, it brings my reading to a dead stop. Yeah, see, your girl does not take notes. Oh, it's read by Will Smith. He reads the audiobook. I love when they do that. Oh. Not gonna lie, I dislike Book of the Month sponsorships. Bruce Project has so many, and she always wants to mix up her genres. But it means she is less likely to continue series, especially as I want to hear about. Yeah, the thing with Book of the Month too is they sponsor like so many people, and this is the first time I've worked with them. There was a little bit of a debacle around the YA box that also I didn't love. Like I was sort of affiliated with that for a second, and then I was like, I don't like this. Um, but they sponsor like a fuck ton of people, and I don't know. I just feel like they could do better with their campaigns. I say this as I have a Book of the Month sponsored video coming up next month, because student loans are coming back. Like, so it's not that I don't hate the service. Like, I think the service is good. Like, you get, if you subscribe to it, you pick one book that you want. I just don't like how they do their sponsorships by sending the like us all the books. Because again, yeah, it does get people being like, well, then I should read this and like whatever. And I don't think they do it as an attempt to like shift our reading around. Like, I really don't think that's what it is. And they're just like, hey, if you're giving us an ad, hold up multiple books. But I'm like, can you just send me the ones that I want? Like, because it would save you money for not having to send out books that I don't want. And I'm not going to read. Like, don't send me your horror and thriller picks. I don't want them. And now I have a hardcover for what? And like, so again, the service. So when you hear me talk about it, don't be like, you talk shit. The service itself, like if you were to subscribe to it, I think it is a good idea. Like I have had people that I know that have subscribed to Book of the Month for before they ever did sponsorships. Like Book of the Month has been a thing for quite some time. It's just the way that they do their sponsorships that I think is like not the smartest, and I don't know why they don't like mix things up a bit. So listening to White Smoke at work, but still early on. Bed bug shit is creeping out. I don't know what that is, but that I don't like that. Sagittarius, yay! Technically, yes, we had Forest of Fungi. Sort of related. All amber comes from one unidentified prehistoric tree that all suddenly started weeping all their sap at the same time. I love forests. I really do. I should probably read that book. Like that sounds amazing. And just based on characters from League. Okay. Yeah. See, I have like no League knowledge, so I feel like I wouldn't care. Who's Daniel Henney? Hold on. Daniel Henney. Oh. He's in Big Hero 6. Is he the voice of the brother? Oh. He's pretty. Yeah, he's cute. Okay. Okay. That makes sense that you would read it for him. The book is set roughly roughly post COVID happening. One of the characters' cousins died of it. It's a major point in the background. It just otherwise feels really brushed over and not super relevant. Oh, I'm gonna go read my book because I'm at a really good part. Want to make a little more progress before bed. Thanks for the live. Bye, Natalie. What kind of TV shows do you like? I tend to watch like mostly fantasy type stuff in general. Like over the years, what are some TV shows that I've watched? I mean, I kind of mentioned some of them, like Witcher, Umbrella Academy. I've watched the Marvel stuff that's come out, not all of it, just WandaVision and Falcon the Winter Soldier, but like I'll watch more of it. I used to watch a lot of vampire TV, so Buffy, like some of my three favorite TV shows of all time are Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Vampire Diaries, and True Blood. Watched Dawson's Creek growing up. I still really love that. So I will sometimes watch like the teen dramas. Like I haven't finished Gossip Girl, but I have watched it in the past. What else? The OC I used to watch. Grey's Anatomy I was a big fan of for a long time. I stopped. Yeah, those are the majority of the shows that I tend to watch. The thing that drives me nuts about Book of the Month is that I've already subscribed to them, yet I can't escape their ads. Right? Like it just feels like sometimes a little redundant. I will never subscribe to Book of the Month. Aggressive marketing is so annoying to me. I don't want those squares on all my books. That is also one of the things that is kind of annoying. Like, why do you label your things like that? Especially when like some of the subscription boxes, they'll probably like see this live and be like, we're never working with you again. And that's fine. I'm being honest. Like again, I don't think the service is bad, But I do wish that they would go more in the direction of like, because they have the money, I'm sure, to do it, to go in the direction of like some of the other boxes that have like exclusive covers. Like do that instead of like having the Book of the Month logo on it, you know? Um, Agree regarding Book of the Month. I hate the 10-minute description of all 5+ books on channels, but get that money, Sam. Thanks. I plan on only talking about like 2 or 3 of them because I don't need to be talking about like if the books are not going to be applicable to my audience, I don't want to talk about them. So what I plan on doing is only talk about like the YA book. And again, if I'm interested in them too, I don't even know which ones I'm getting. But like the YA book, the romance book, and like if there's an adult fantasy or something. But I'm not going to talk about like the horror and the thriller because you guys are not watching me for those. You know? Yep, he's Tadashi. Yes, Tadashi. Oh, baby. Book of the Month sponsors just annoy me because they don't ship to Canada, so I get all the ads that I can't actually participate. Yeah, that's annoying. If Book of the Month just wants the booktuber to talk about all the books, then they should pay to have the booktuber send back what they aren't going to read and review. Probably still save money. Honestly, yes. Like, and yeah, they are not the way that they do their sponsorships is not my favorite. I will say that again, just the way that they send the books. Their pay scale, I think, is a little bit like wonky, not totally awful, but like it's not great for like how specific they are about their ads. But also like I have loans and it's not a bad service. So like yeah, is it super redundant because they have ads everywhere now? Kind of. I'm a little bit like you could probably spare some of this ad money for something else, you know? Have you watched Foundation? I haven't, but I've heard people talk about it. Do you like the Expanse TV show? I haven't watched it yet because I do want to just like read all the books. And technically, like I know I've read 3 of the Expanse books, so I could watch the show. But I'm just like nervous that like something will be hinted at, and like my girl lights just went on. I'm just nervous something will be hinted at, and like I'll get spoiled for something, so I don't. I think I would also like Peaky Blinders. A lot of people are frustrated that Book of the Month starts sponsoring overseas booktubers. What? When it's not available internationally? So they send the books overseas to people, but will not open. See, I don't know. They're not a shady company. They're gonna see this and be like, "We're deleting your contract." They're not a. I don't have like an NDA, like whatever. They're not a shady company, but I just don't like. They're borderline, right? Like if I just had a thought, and I don't know. You guys are gonna be like, "Yeah, do it," but I'm kind of tempted. I saw a I follow a sustainability YouTuber who did a video and does videos sometimes about like brands and how they do on sustainability efforts. And brands she's worked with and brands she hasn't, whatever. I'm kind of tempted to like, I don't know how I would do this. I don't know how I would rate them, but almost like tier rank bookish companies. And I haven't worked with all of them, but I could crowdsource some information from other people, like some of the like British ones. Like I will create Illumicrate, Book of the Month, Audible, whatever, and base it on both my experience with them as like working with them, the ones I've worked with, and just like my experience of the services. That could be a Vlogmas video. I don't know how I would do that and not be like, I mean, I've never signed NDAs. I signed an NDA for Netflix, but Netflix doesn't count. Um, you guys are probably like, do it in the chat, and I'll like catch up and be like, having all you screaming at me. Um, Book of the Month also screws over authors for the bestseller list. How do they do that? I'm fine with YouTubers doing Book of the Month videos or any subscription service. I'm fine with anything that gets YouTubers paid. I appreciate that. Because again, I will never work with a company that's like flat out shady. Like if it's like a shitty service for you guys, I won't work with them. But that's what the example of Book of the Month where like I don't really like how they do things on my end, but the service is like not bad. You know, like Mari, before she ever worked Book of the Month, like used to get Book of the Month. Like so as a actual like user of the service, they're not bad. Trekkie? I'm not. I've never watched Star Trek. Out the brand. Their response to Black Lives Matter was terrible, but they have gotten much better. Book of the Month? What happened there? Tell me. I didn't see any of that. Do you plan on archiving these streams? Yeah, these streams always get saved. So you guys can always watch them back. Why are you gonna go and clip that and send it to Book of the Month? That's fine. Just hopping in, your haircut looks great. Thanks. Chill, relax, Buffy group rewatch would be killer. Yes, but it would take me for fucking ever to do. And I usually don't like when I rewatch Buffy. I usually rewatch. I sometimes will rewatch season 1, but I usually rewatch seasons 2 and 3, and then like stop. And then sometimes we'll like skip to 6, like because I don't love like 4 is okay. I don't love season 5. Um, I like season 6 again, and then I like don't really like 7. I haven't rewatched 7 since it came out. So yeah. Please do the video. I love brand reviews like this that are actually helpful to consumers. I love to read novels to do a review for the Luma Crate special editions. I might do it. Bestseller list don't count book of the month copies. That sucks. Oh my god. Okay, my timer's going off again. I'm sorry. Okay. I was really excited about Luma Crate until I figured out it was almost $70 per box, including shipping. Oh my god. I feel like you would love Star Trek Discovery. It's so gay. I have heard that. But I have so many things that I want to watch and don't. I think I'm the only one who will actively tell you to make bad choices for entertainment. It's true. But I mean, like I said, I will do that video if you guys think it would be helpful. If I can like formulate in a way that like is decent. Okay, I think this might be posted. That would be helpful to you and not just me bitching about the companies that I don't like working with. Ooh, yeah, she good. She good. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of this action. Okay. It's hard to watch Buffy for me now that the whole behind the scenes stuff came out. Like how he treated Charisma. Didn't you treat Charisma Carpenter bad? Have you watched the new Gossip Girl? No, and I've never finished the original Gossip Girl. So yeah, I probably won't. If anything, I would go back and watch the original probably. They were called PU or perform or something for not having diverse picks, and they basically responded with readers don't pick POC books, so we don't offer them. I think they also blocked some POC creators for calling them out. What? And again, you said that was a while ago, but like, oh my god, because the picks that I got were like a mix of authors and stuff, so I didn't know that it was even a thing. My husband talked me into watching Vampire Diaries. We're almost on season 4. I love Vampire Diaries. I also haven't finished that show. So he was also creepy towards Michelle Trachtenberg. Oh god, I hate him. I love Buffy so much, but yeah, like Joss Whedon is a trash can. That remains true. I'll do a little bit of this so you can see me in my fridge. Oh, I'm almost out of this. Okay, what do I have to put this on? 1200? 1200. Okay. So we'll put this in first. Luma Crate is so expensive. They're exclusive to Sprayed and Stencil after 15 income. It is expensive. Oh, I have barely any in this. That's a bummer. Oh, I could do a mix of this and some asparagus. Maybe I'll do that. I have barely any. Let's do that. I have barely any of this frozen veg left, and I didn't get any more. Oh, no, I did. No, I did. Never mind. It's just in a smaller package. Would you watch foreign TV shows? Yes, I actually had started watching Goblin, the TV show, the K-drama. I just don't know where I can access it now. So you like not see me because I'm walking around. So I need to find. Is this what I have? No. I need to find where I can watch it again. There we go. I'm thinking their apology. They promised to be more intentional about choosing BIPOC authors, and so you said cut to that. Since then, it's not like they say they're better now. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I didn't even know that happened. Ooh, I do enjoy Great British Bake Off. I have watched that, and I have watched the Doctor Who seasons. Well, I don't know if they're called seasons, but it's like the 9th Doctor and like most of the 10th Doctor. I have done that, and I watched a few seasons of Sherlock back in the day. Actually, I never actually watched Firefly. Goblin is on Vicky. What's Vicky? Have you always had a goth fashion aesthetic? I haven't. Um, if people have been following me for like a little while, you will have known that like I used to just have like a very normie aesthetic. It's funny. It's one of those things that like I've seen videos on it that are like, the kids that wanted to be emo when they were younger and really couldn't be, but like now are adults and fully embracing that. That's me. Like I definitely I wore stuff from PacSun and like not really Hot Topic so much. I mean, I wore band tees from Hot Topic, but I was very much in the like emo scene with like I wore a lot of like Billabong and Volcom. I was like a skater kid that didn't skate. Um and but I never could like really do the full thing. Not because I wasn't allowed like by my parents, but I went to like a small private school, so we had uniforms. So it was like you really couldn't express yourself anyway. Like, what's the point? Then I went to college, just kind of dressed like normal. And then ever since I don't know, it was like mid-20s, I've gotten more and more like witchy assassin chic. It's like kind of my vibe, you know? Crash Landing on You is so good. Definitely recommend it. I've heard of that one too. I feel like I've heard about a lot of these. That's very hot. Oh my god. Elementary is wonderful. So people talk about Elementary to me, and the thing is like these days I'm not super committed to watching really long like network TV shows because I'm like I don't have the time. But like they're like 22 episodes like a season. Like it's just a lot. You know? Oh yeah, I've heard that about A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. It's very good. It's very good. Spoon, why do you sit? Okay, I'll just sit down here since you're in my spot. Meet me on our spot. Oh, so annoying with the way that I talk only in TikTok sounds. Oh my god. Okay. Whew. Yeah, now you can see babies. We have baby 1, baby 2. All right. Only 16 to 20 episodes and only one season as our most Korean dramas. Yeah, that's what I do like about K dramas too, is like they're short and then they're done. And I don't have to commit to like 17 seasons. I'm like, I can't. And like the arcs are a little bit more like condensed that way. It's great. I am very happy with that. Anything up here? Did you watch Squid Game? I didn't. I didn't watch it. I'm not opposed to it, but since I don't know why I was like hesitant. I think maybe I was like, is this gonna be like gory? And I'm like, I heard it's just kind of like bloody, and I'm okay with blood. Maybe I just didn't really want the suspense. I'm not opposed to like watching it, but I have so many other shows that like I want to watch first. Like I said, Loki, Peaky Blinders, Witcher, Wheel of Time. I guess maybe I'll watch like one of the Wheel of Time tonight and see if I'm into it. Does it take a little bit to get into, or is it like good from the start? How do you guys feel, the ones of you that have watched it? I love how they're sitting on the opposite ends of the couch. That's just their MO. That's a good baby. Oh, it's a good kitty. I feel you on network TV shows. I've been working my way through. Where are you going? Oh, you don't want to sit up there? Did my phone buzz? Is that why? I must have. She always jumps down from the couch if my phone buzzes. Like she doesn't like the vibration. What's that about? Goofy. Um, I've been working my way through This Is Us, and it's taking forever because the seasons are so long. Yes, and it just like if you watch something back to back when you're used to watching now like shorter Netflix shows and stuff, it takes so long for them to get to like the point. Like I love a slow burn, but goddamn, like it's just a lot. Korean dramas have short seasons, but each episode is usually as long as the movie. Yes, they're usually like 2 hours or something. Yeah. First episode was sort of met. Okay, so maybe I have to at least commit to like 2, or maybe that's why they drop 3 at once. They're like, watch these 3 and then decide. So I'm a couple minutes behind, but the new Gossip Girl is fun. You don't need to have watched the original. It's more inclusive and there's a fun throuple. Really interesting. Very interesting. Honestly, Squid Game was kind of boring to me until the last 15 or so minutes of episode 1, and then I was all the way into it. I feel like I've heard that, and I was kind of like, did I feel that way about the original season of Umbrella Academy? Maybe. No, I was kind of hooked on Umbrella Academy from the beginning, but then Umbrella Academy season 2 I didn't like so much until the very end. I tried getting into K-dramas. Each episode is 90 minutes long. I just don't have the time. I'm watching the original Cowboy Bebop. So good, so fun. First episode is a little meh, but it gets better. And this is from someone who has not read the books. Okay, it's good to know. A little awkward, not too bad. Okay, okay. So I can suss it out, see how I feel. I need to write that down about that like book company. Yeah, let's do that. Book company review. I'll have to go through and think of like all of the ones that I've worked with. Have you seen What We Do in the Shadows? I don't, but I've like seen clips of it before. I would consider that. I still also need to like completely finish Schitt's Creek. I have not finished Schitt's Creek. I watched it for like most 2019, and then like stopped because it's so good and comforting, and I didn't want it to end, and then I haven't gone back to it. This is what I do sometimes, and it's stupid. It's so dumb. I want to make sure that I'm keeping an eye on the time. Okay. Because I want to cook the little last bit of my fish, and then I have to let you guys go because I have to eat. So, and this is why I cooked my meal now, because it's been an hour and 10 minutes and it's still not done. Because it takes too goddamn long to cook a sweet potato. Would you watch Midnight Mass? It's so good, but I don't know if it would be too horror-y for you. So it's vampires, right? And I don't know. That's of all of them, that's the one that I could probably watch the most. Because as much as like Bly Manor and Hill House sound cool, I think they would just be like too scary for me. And people are like, "Ooh, it's really good for those of us that like have religious trauma, like religious themes." You know, I just don't know if I would. So same with Schitt's Creek. I haven't finished it because it's so good, right? I want to know about Hillywood. I haven't heard about that. The do parodies. Oh, okay, YouTube creators that do parodies. Interesting. No, I'll have to watch that. I know you started Critical Role, but have you seen Dimension 20? I know what Dimension 20 is, but I haven't watched it. Even the thing with Critical Role is like I'm already behind. Like I haven't even finished the first episode. It just takes so long. It's such a commitment. And I'm like, can I? Do I want to? I don't know. It's so long. And I don't want to like I don't sit there and watch YouTube videos in the same way that I do like TikTok videos. So I only really watch YouTube videos when I'm eating. And so like even on like 1.5 or 1.75 speed, like it just takes a long time. So I don't know if I'm fully committed to Critical Role as much as I want to be. Squid Game is the new Tiger King, and I haven't bothered with either. If I still haven't finished Witcher, why would I watch trash? Because everyone is watching. Yeah, so like, at least Squid Game I heard is like actually decent. But yeah, like I was never into Tiger King or anything either. For watching K dramas over Western TV shows, so they feel like I run the entire spectrum of human emotion while watching a K drama. I hear that. The horror elements are really only in the last 2 episodes. It's a great religious horror though, and top tier acting. Yeah, I could get behind it. Midnight Mass religious themes is an understatement. It honestly did trigger a lot of Christian trauma, but the show is so amazing, and you definitely have to be prepared. Yeah, I would consider it. Have you watched Castlevania? So what's funny is like I did watch like a couple episodes of it and just like couldn't get into it. I love the Castlevania games, the video games, but like I just couldn't. I was like, am I missing something? Like I just couldn't get into it for some reason. So yeah, I just watched the first few episodes. I was catching up on Critical Role while crocheting, but now I'm distracted by Pokemon, and man, am I going to be so behind. Right, Critical Role is great for crafting time. Yeah, like I don't have any hobbies that like don't require me to be paying attention to them, like a game or reading or whatever. So like I don't really have besides eating, I don't have another time to watch it. So yeah, I know you can like listen to it in podcast form, but I don't even really have a ton of extra time to do that. Um, so yeah. I think that's why I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna. Maybe I'll watch a little bit of it now when I eat. I don't know. I couldn't get into Castlevania either, and I wanted to so bad. Yeah, see, I guess I could definitely like watch Critical Role if I was like playing something like Stardew. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Castlevania season 2 is better. Okay, and the first season was like 4 episodes, I think. I think I watched like 2, I want to say. Arcane is my new favorite show, even though I don't know anything about the game, storytelling, character designs, and animation on point. See, like, it's good to know that because I didn't even know that that was like a show. I just kept seeing stuff and I was like, this doesn't look like a game, but it keeps being tagged League of Legends. So, like, what's happening? And I was very confused. Okay, how much time do I have left? 3 minutes on that. Okay. I think, okay, we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I think I'm gonna wrap this up as much as I'm liking talking to you guys because I want to prepare my salmon, then I'll have like salmon hands, and I don't want to like get bacteria everywhere like while I have my computer. So yeah, but thank you for joining. Like I said, I will do these more frequently. We are back to live streaming here and just like hanging out. So, but yeah, thanks for joining. And if you guys are in the United States and you celebrate the holiday coming up, have a good time. I hope it's good. If you have a family that you don't like or celebrate with, you know, I hope you get through it as best as you can. So yeah, and I will see you guys in the future. I don't know when. I do have a video coming out tomorrow, so you'll see my face tomorrow. Okay. Bye guys. Have a good time zone wherever you are.